Hey guys, welcome back to my Wizard101 tutorial series. I fooled around with some settings and so far, it looks like I can bring it back, but I can't really guarantee that. It might work for only this episode, it might not even work at all, you might never even see this episode. But seeing some of the comments about the videos in the past that I've made and talking to people on the Punchwood made me really sad that I had to discontinue the series. So I decided to try it again, see if I could do anything about it, and my test worked. I don't know if that's just the test, but anyway. Let's get on to this tutorial. This time we're going to be doing PvP and advanced combat. This level 50 plus combat. This is not doing shadow pip combat or anything like that. That's level 100. Because I'm not level 100, so I can't demonstrate that to you. Because I'm not that far in the game. Alright, so last time we went over all of this stuff. And so this time, let's talk about criticals and critical blocks and this stuff here. Basically, a critical is the chance you have to make a certain attack do like double or triple its damage, I don't know. Something insane, it just boosts your attack if you are that lucky. I'm not very lucky, so you probably won't see me pulling this off in this video in a PvP match. And then this is the critical block rating. With your critical block, you prevent that double or triple damage from taking place. But if you're fighting a storm guy, it doesn't usually help. And then we have healing. And the healing, what it does, well, heals. It makes it so whenever someone heals you, it will be boosted or decreased by some degree. Very handy to have during PvP. Then we have stun resistance, the percent you have to not make someone force you to skip your turn. And then armor piercing lets you go through their resistance, which is mean, especially if you already have a Celestia thing out. Speaking of that, I should move on to Astral Spells. This is also level 50 stuff. Astral Spells are basically, there's three kinds of them: the moon, star, and sun. Sun will change your cards. Let me see if I can find one. Come on, show yourself. It's in here somewhere. This is a sun spell. It doesn't say it's a sun spell, but it's a sun spell. Alright, so sun spells are like this. You use the card, you click on the card. Here, it's more like this one. You click on the card and you select a different card and it will fuse it together. But unlike the treasure cards, you can do this for as long as you want. So, guess what I'm going to be trying to do? If I get back my membership, I will definitely be going for some sun spells so I can become tough. And then you have polymorphs. Those change your deck. Literally. You use the spell, your health, critical, all your stats change, and even your deck changes. And so it brings an interesting way to fight in the game. This gives me about 1,000 more hit points, but I don't do a whole lot of damage. But I can heal other people too. So it's weird. And then the star is like a ward or a charm that lasts over time, and you can only have one of them up at a time. This one is Fortify. I cast it, people do less damage to me for 4 turns. There's also one that makes it so I critical more, and critical and stun block, etc. So yeah, that's the main combat stuff. So now, I'm gonna be lazy and use my teleport. And let's go on to PvP. Now, just want to tell you about PvP. PvP is very... I don't know, I'm going to talk to the fishing guy. I don't feel like it. PvP is very difficult, and it's very intense. And I have seen these things go like all night long. 4v4s almost never end, but they take a while to set up. So typically you want to do 1v1 or 2v2s because those ones are easy to set up. So let's go and talk about tournaments. Tournaments, you sign up for it paying some crowns, and they have rules and stuff. I'm not really sure how this works. This one's about to start, and they have a certain amount of prizes, and it's I'm pretty sure they're really intense. I can join these, but I don't want to spend my crowns. That's not nice. But yeah, they have time limits, and you beat players until you are the last one, and you've taken down everyone. You know, like a real tournament, like chess. And ranked PvP, just so you know, requires crowns to pay. You know, beautiful crowns. But you get to get some gear from guys out there, like Diego. They'll give you gears and you get some crown tickets, and I've done a little bit of it. I used to be a sergeant until a noob totally destroyed me with Wild Bolt, which they thankfully changed. See that random thing, and it says only that says you have to be this ranked to do it, and here's the tickets you have to buy the stuff. And you also can get this from doing Pet Derby, just so you know. But yeah, stuff like this is like insane what you can grab. But yeah, so you get arena tickets, you can spend that for way OP gear, and you get a rank, and it's a lot of fun. But I don't have a membership, so I don't feel like doing ranked PvP. Anyway, let's move on to practice. You just play for fun. That's bottom line, you just fight for fun. So, what I'm going to do here is join one and then give you tips along the way. Oh, that was fast. Awesome. Let's hope I'm not fighting a level 100 who uses shadow pips, because that would be ridiculous. Alright, this guy's dead. Don't run away, kid. So first thing to know about PvP, never say anything in combat. You see what he did there? He just said something in combat. Reason is, I can now look at your stats. I can tell what your type is and all the stuff you have and figure out information quickly. I can't click on the player and figure this out. That's the only way I can do this. So never say anything in combat. I hope. So yeah. Also in PvP, it'll give someone randomly a pip, an extra pip, something like that. Really weird. I don't even know how it works. But see how I have 2 power pips? I should only have 1 of those. But that's just how the game worked. Anyway, so in PvP you can play with 4 other players, but like I said, that is pretty difficult to not spend all night long on. Some things I recommend are definitely healing spells, especially if you can heal others. Because if you can't heal your teammate when they're hurt, you are in trouble, because then you can get ganged up on. You can also use minions to give them another target other than yourself. I'm trying to think of more PvP tips. Essentially, you just play the game strategically. This guy's a life wizard, so he's probably going to be able to block out death and myth spells, so my best chances would be to hit him with life spells or elemental school spells. And then if he was using wards like a madman, I could use spells like this to get rid of his wards, you know, fun stuff like that. I'm trying to think of other things that I could recommend to you guys. A lot of it is experience, I'd have to say. If you don't have enough experience actually fighting players, things could go badly. You definitely want to get yourself defended. The reason why I'm not doing that is because this is a new guy. But defenses are imperative. It should be like one of the first things you should do. Build up power and defenses. He's probably freaking out now. But that's okay. Yeah, defend, don't say your name, experience. That's essentially part of it. I mean, I could do a little montage of me fighting people if I wanted to, and try to show you guys PvP that way. I feel bad for this guy. Last time I tried this with Chippy, they literally paired us up with level 100s because that was apparently my level. Yeah. Oh yeah, here's a handy card to have. Reshuffle. With this card, you can get your deck back. So if you've used up all your cards, you get everything back. It's like the most OP card in the game. And there's a reason why they have this ×1 here. It's so that way when you use the card, you can't get the card back after you've used it. They program it so they'll stay old, which is good. But yeah, saying all these things, let's see, level 7, that much health he's got, man. Maybe he's gonna run fast. He doesn't have a whole lot of stuff, you know. I'm just kind of gonna show you what people think. Also, another tip that I would highly recommend, your color. My colors are the school of ice. His colors are the school of life. If I went all red and yellow, if I went like all red and yellow colors, that would make me look like a fire wizard. Don't friend me. Where is PvP? Oh, here it is. So a good game here. Good match. Okay. Sorry, dude. I don't know you. So I'll go to the lobby so it doesn't stalk me. And so, colors say a huge thing to your opponent. Typically they will tell you their class, and typically you want to try and throw them off on your class, at least so that way they use different defense spells in the beginning of their game, so you can do things well. Also, something you should know is that it will dump you into a random server every time you PvP, so that's why I was crowded with a bunch of people. But yeah, another thing that you could do, I don't recommend this, but you could go to your spell deck and like remove like your cards up to these 3 rows and then just play with that. It lets you have selective cards, you know, so the more powerful cards or whatever you want is there right off the bat. You don't have to deal with cards you don't necessarily need. And it also might not hurt to have a deck that you use especially for PvP, because freeze could help in player versus player and distract and stuff like that. This will make people attack me rather than my friends. But yeah, I'm just trying to give you some things. Dispel traps are really nice. You can make it so they can't heal anymore. Like I said, a lot of it is just pure experience. I mean, I gave you the advice I could about PvP, and I hope that it's sufficient enough to get you started, you know, winning more matches, and you know, you can be talkative to the people afterwards. And if you're in a 4v4, communication with the rest of you guys is really important. So it might not hurt to friend them and then message them a bunch, because you still don't want your opponent to know what your stuff is. They usually in a 4v4 they'll figure it out eventually, but initially you want to have them a little skeptical or confused about what you're doing. But yeah. Anyway, that's PvP and the advanced combat aside from shadow pips, and I'll just kind of give you a rundown on that too. Shadow pips basically give you a chance of drawing a power pip rather than a normal shadow pip rather than a regular pip. And a shadow pip lets you cast a shadow spell. And the shadow spell is kind of like a polymorph in the way it changes your stats but not your deck. And so you get like different moves and abilities, and you build up on power, and then when you change back you take recoil damage. There's probably a bunch of YouTubers out there that can show you these things. I think there's a guy called Blaze Lifehammer. He's like level 100 something. He has a shadow pip video, I believe. I don't know. It was in the recommend for you things, and I looked at it. Anyway, that's all for this episode. I hope that this works out and I can continue this series and maybe even start a let's play of it. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Have a good day. Bye.